beautiful morning, everyone. So welcome back to the channel. We are filming whatever because we have nothing to film really, and we are having preparations to go to Germany with the RS6. We are also taking Mr. Frederick's RS4 back to Germany, which will be over a year since he dropped it for the DSG manual swap project. And meanwhile, someone has vandalized my RS6 from outside, from both sides. But we have to go for tracking because the steering wheel is a bit off. So you want to make sure the car's going nice and straight and everything is in nice and green spots, the whole tracking. And we have to go to Warwick because we are picking up a gearbox from Austin Healy or something like that for Mr. Frederick. We'll be dropping it off along with the car to Germany. And also the RS6 still needs doing a bit. So last time, many weeks ago, when we were doing the upgrade for the bazooka fuel pump in the tank, I'm not sure if I plugged in correctly or what happened, but the fuel gauge is not really working. And if I was reading the fault codes in the instrument cluster, it says open circuit or something like that. So I have to check if I actually plug it in properly. So that's why we're going to use the RS6 as a transport vehicle today, because I have to burn out some petrol. And we'll be checking the fuel gauge in the back of the tank. Luckily it's the better accessible one, not the one where the fuel pumps and everything. So that should be fine. And generally, yeah, just getting ready for Nürburgring. So we're going for tracking now, and then we're gonna go to Warwick. And meanwhile, when we're gonna stop at A-Line Dudley, I'll show you my car, how it's badly vandalized. So we are at A-Line. They are not only doing tracking, they also can move the subframes while we wait. So unfortunately we put the subframe back on. It was completely out. So that wheel was like under the angle too much, and also the whole subframe was moved. Currently it's all back in place. Everybody's very happy now, and we're just gonna tie it back to 150 Newton meters and 7 million degrees. So we are on the M40. We are heading back from Warwick. We have Frederick's parts, well, gearbox and some box with parts in the boot. And I must say, a bit of a deja vu from France, beginning of this year when we were traveling skiing. The steering wheel is slightly shaking on higher speeds, and I think the wheels needs rebalancing again with the tires. So we're going back to A-Line again, and I want to have it checked just in case we will go Friday on the roads. I can't be using the car like this, because especially in UK it's fine, you're doing like 70 miles per hour, it's not that disturbing, but we're going to Nürburgring and through the whole Germany again, where we can do a bit of a higher speeds. So I want to get it checked before we hit the roads. We also did use quite a bit of a petrol again, don't ask me why, and we will use this opportunity when the level is dropping down to check the gauge problem in the tank. So yeah, we're going to A-Line and then we're going back to the garage. And we will find out I need a new wheel and a tire. So we are back at the garage, guys. We have to take off the gearbox out of the boot, what we pick up from Mr. Frederick. Still there. The vandalism wasn't removed yet. And this is the gearbox what we pick up from Mr. Frederick. We'll be taking it to Germany. And that is from Austin Healy. So you can see this is a good old gearbox. Look at the shaft. That is a proper shaft. Look at the fork for the bearing. If Mr. Frederick will not need the gearbox, we can do a swap on the RS6. That will definitely hold 1000 bhp and many Newton meters. So yeah, right now what we will do, we will plug it on the diagnostic. We will check if the fault code is remain for the fuel gauge, which I believe it will be. And then we have to remove the back seats, which we didn't do for a very long time, probably 2 months. And we have to put ourselves in the petrol tank again. So let's get to it. Fuel supply sensor implausible signal. 0.29 a 0.30. Aha. I see the problem. Okay, fixed. Takisto to bolo aj pre... We are in the book, and currently we have a bit of a think like what we're gonna do with the water methanol. So the whole thing is that in the Red Bull can over there we have a switch which is a pressure switch from an air compressor, because that was the only one I was able to actually buy. And that pressure switch, when it will reach a certain pressure, is not switching on things, it's switching things off. So that means this relay is working opposite. We have to have a supply of 12 volts going into it, and the pump is not running. And if we have a boost from the engine through these pipes, it will literally give a signal, it will switch off the relay, and that will allow the pump to run. It is a bit of a complicated, and also it's not really good because I only have a fuse here, and I was disconnecting it all when the car was stationary because it's draining the battery slowly. And we would like to get it done on another relay, which will be connecting both power supplies for the pump and the relay which controls at the same time. So what we will have to do, we will take one of those fuses over there, and we're just going to put a relay from there to somewhere here to actually make the whole thing work. When we're going to switch off the ignition and take the key out, there will be no power. That means my battery will not be drained. And that will be tomorrow, because I only have a holder for a fuse somewhere here, and I need to get a relay, a holder. I need to sort out the wiring and everything. So that will be a bit of an interesting to do. That will be more thing. And yeah, the only thing what we did now is we disconnect the boost gauge which was there to be checking the boost pressure, mechanical, like through a gauge. And there was a Y pipe here, so we just disconnected it, put it directly on the switch which was there, and that's about it really. So pretty simple thing. And right now we need to go to the petrol station to double check if we sort out the fuel gauge. So we did try to move it up and down. It's definitely working. The wiring what I did actually from left to the right somehow get on the other side, and the gauge just gets stuck into it. So it was stuck in one position and it literally didn't show the correct reading. So right now we are going to the petrol station to put more petrol in it again, because this car loves petrol. It really loves it. It's just petrol addicted. And I think the car is ready for the Nürburgring. So we balanced the wheels with tires, done the alignment, we check everything. AC is working, which is the main thing, because it was really not a livable situation inside the cabin. And what else? I think that's it really. Probably tomorrow we'll be taking Frederick's RS4 in. We need to give him a new battery. I want to clean the car, finish it off, show you what we did in the last couple of weeks. And I'm really hoping that somehow we will finish the car off, Frederick will finish the car off, but I'll explain when the RS4 will be in. So let's put this back in. We're going to the petrol station. Moment of truth. Come on, baby. Fuck! Okay guys, so the RS4 is in again, and we need to finish it off because we'll be taking it to Germany, to Frederick. So the current situation is sad, unfinished. We have to sort out the canvas boxy which is on there. Thank you very much to Mr. America, that helped us a lot. Much appreciated, man. You did help us a lot. So currently this is identifying as a gearbox. So it's taking signals from there and it's telling the engine ECU there is a gearbox, and obviously it's sorted by a CAN bus. So currently if you're going to start up the car, the batteries, we got to change the battery. It will show up first, second, third, and any other gear, reverse and stuff. So that is fine. However, don't ask me why, the cruise control is not working still, but I do have a RS4, a UK one coming in with the same spec. So I'm gonna double check the coding, what I put on there. Maybe done a mistake, that's the whole problem. And we still have to put all the covers back on. So that needs to be on a power supply, plugged into that, and it's not really safe to have it underneath the wipers because of weather conditions. So we'll be taking the wires underneath the ECU into the car, and we'll be putting it under the cover, under the steering wheel. So that will be fitted over there. Otherwise, everything is in the car. We have to finish it off because it's still stripped down. We tried to figure out the cruise control and stuff. Loads of work was done. And yeah, it's 98% finished, but the cruise control is taking the piss. I did spoke with Mr. Frederick yesterday, and he was mentioning the leak, what he was having in the car. So I remember when he dropped it, there was like water under these carpets, but it's all dry now. So I'm not sure what happened, why it was there. But since the car is here, we didn't have issue with it. The car was even outside when it was raining. I don't see any water stains coming from the roof or the doors or anywhere. So I'm really hoping it was a one-off situation. Or maybe in Germany there's different rain, but you don't want to have a rain like in the UK. UK rain is the worst. So yeah, we gotta finish it off, guys. So we're probably gonna start with putting a new battery in there. And we have 3 in the morning, petrol station again, as usual. This one have like half a tank. That one is probably full, but we're gonna fill it up till the top, and we're heading to Dover. So we have fresh water, RS6. We put 8 liters. This one 37 liters, and we are heading to Dover. So we have 3.5 hours in front of us. And guess what? The RS4 is not working properly. I'll explain you. Okay, so we are on the motorway, and unfortunately we ran out of the windscreen washer. Never mind, we will top it up on the next petrol station. But what happened? Man, you can't really figure out these things out. It's just my luck. But of course, Mr. Owner Frederick was informed what's going on, because I don't want to be dropping the car off to him just like, oh yeah, here you go, we done our best, see you later. But obviously you can see that the cruise control, it's showing the speed, it wants to work, but it's not working, it's not holding the speed. Also, if you did notice it, we have no literally gear engaged, and it's not showing anything. Reason for that is, like I mentioned yesterday, we will finish it off, put all the covers back on, clean the car, etc, 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 loaded with all the gearboxes which is behind me and stuff. That's fun. I'm not sure what's the noise, like what you can hear, but it sounds like a metallic concert behind me. So unfortunately, the box what we received from America, it probably stopped working, which is not a hard feeling, because I was told like this box will be used for flashing, and then he will send us another one, which I really appreciate. All the job you've done, man, with us and everything, really appreciate it. So it is a progress. However, it's an unfinished progress. So we will have to be replacing the box, which is like plug onto the CAN bus to the gearbox, currently placed under the footwell. So it's, I think, quite good accessible. They've done a really good job. It's literally on the plug, so it's easy to get to, easy to be replaced and stuff. But it is a hassle, yeah. So we're dropping the car off. Reason why: the car will run out of like a technical control, like an MOT in the UK, In Germany it's every 2 years, so Frederick will get it sorted. And I'm not sure what we will do, because currently without it the engine tried to rev match the speed what we're having, and if you're taking very long time to actually put the gear in, it's like you're holding a bit of a throttle. So it's not a fault, but it's not really behaving like a manual car, like fully. So as you can see, we are rolling, we have power, everything is cool still. However, it's just I'm pissed off because I thought it's all good, we're ready to hit the roads and everything, and the cruise control, well, we tried to finish it off remotely and it didn't work out. So currently we're taking the car to Frederick anyways, to Germany, and we will see what will be the outcome. I will leave the decision on him, because we'll be going back in like 2 weeks time, so we can actually pick up the car again and do some, and I don't know what, but yeah, we leave it up to him. So currently we have like over 3 hours to Dover, and we have a full tank of fuel, which is good. RS6 is behind me, which is good. We are rolling, everything is fine, and probably before the ferry we will stop on the petrol again a bit, because we have 6 gear at the moment and we're doing the speed limit and it's almost 3000 RPM, so the 6 gear is not long enough for this engine, I think. But I must say it's quiet, it's good, but the RPM should be a bit lower, but stay tuned. And we have a situation update, guys. So we have like 1.5 hours to the Dover, and currently our fuel consumption is hitting 11.7 liters, which I believe is about 25-ish mpg maybe. So we are doing the speed limits and everything, and I personally think like the DSG, the 7 speed is like, the 7th gear is important. If you're doing like speeds below 110 kilometers per hour, which is like below 70, maybe it will be better, but still the difference in the consumption can be up to 2 liters probably on the slightly higher speed. So I'm really thinking like Frederick should find someone who can redo the gearbox, which is in here now, to do the 6 gear much longer. Currently we used like third of the fuel what we put before we left. The RS6 behind us have a similar situation, and for some reason, don't ask me why, I'm walkie-talkie to my wonderful wife in the RS6, and she told me when we put a full tank, it did show full tank. So I'm really hoping the level is working, we don't run out of fuel, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. So probably, I'm not sure if we will be filling before ferry or after, we will see. So we put some fuel into the beast again, 48 liters into the RS6. The RS4 we have 40.5 liters. So the RS6 is a bit thirstier, 2 more cylinders, but it's alright, we have 2 docks, so the bill will be split into more personnels, or let's say souls. So yeah, we are at Dover, we are going to the ferry, so probably we've got like 1 hour and we're heading to Europe. So we are on the petrol station again, as you can tell, and I put another 38 liters into this thirsty mother trucker. Eric put a bit less. We've done over 600 kilometers, which means the RS6 is doing like 14 liters to 100 kilometers, which is not bad, obviously. The RS4 is a bit better, but still, yeah. Both of the cars sitting very low. This one has 3 gearboxes, and yeah, we're going to have some lunch. We're gonna let the dogs out for a walk and pee and poo and whatever, and then we will continue. So guys, we are at the Airbnb. The roads were absolutely terrible, so there's not much footage really, because it's just exhausting. The road trip was much longer than I actually thought. So I drop off the RS4 at Frederick's place. He lives like over 1 hour from Nürburgring, which is not that bad. And he welcomed us with beer and his family. Hello everyone. And yeah, he's a nice guy and everything. So I must say that the whole giving to the car was like okay. The question now is, was Frederick happy? Well, no, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy, like pissed off, but obviously he wasn't happy how the car is performing, which I believe he understands, because when we took the job on, like he contacted us like what he wants to do. I was like, wow, that's a big thing. Nobody ever done it before. I've done a bit of a research and I thought it will be much easier than it actually is. And especially most confusing thing was the S4 DSG to manual swap, which is completely different ECU, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, the car is not really usable as a manual car, because Frederick liked to drive it like old school manual, and it's not really behaving because it tried to rev match the RPM of the engine to the speeds and this and that, and especially the CAN bus box stopped working. The guys from the US ensure me they will be in touch with Frederick and send the new CAN bus box to him so he can swap it and try to make it work. We'll give you an update if we will know something, because it is an interesting project. If you're asking yourself like why would somebody do it, it's like why not? Nobody ever done it before. It's sort of a new challenge, and like I mentioned, Frederick is that kind of a guy who like to have his car in manual and literally drive it as a manual car. And I think it is interesting because obviously the car behaves completely different with the manual, with the DSG. So I think if it's gonna be all finished, it will be an interesting project. So yeah, we left Frederick behind, unfortunately, because we moved to Nürburgring. And if you're wondering how much all this cost, I believe we did charge them about £7,000, including material, some kind of a labor, all the transportation to Mallory Performance on the recovery truck, then back, Eurotunnel and some other stuff. So that was all sorted, and material wise we supply the Dulmes flywheel, clutch, catalytic converters we replaced, the adjusters for the timing chains, carbon cleaning, intake valves, and loads of things we did to the engine. So it's like when it was valid, it was all put it back together nicely. And yeah, we'll keep you updated. So that is literally really from the RS4 till now. We will see if there's gonna be any update. And yeah, we are heading tomorrow the Nürburgring circuit. So going to bed. See you tomorrow. And beautiful morning from Germany. We arrived. Hello. Hello. We have a neighbor with an Alpha. So we're gonna have a breakfast. We will charge the cart and we are leaving to Nürburgring.